Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Fade to Silence for the PS4. The game is also available for the Xbox One and Microsoft Windows. Fade to Silence is a post-apocalyptic open-world survival game developed by Black Forest Games. The game sees you and your daughter fight for survival in a harsh winter landscape full of strange and otherworldly creatures. So what is the game like to play? Well, the game starts with you waking in a strange tomb, being trolled by some mysterious demon. This is the Circle of Torment, and each flame lit around the circle indicates how many lives you have remaining. So once you depart the tomb, you have a brief prologue with some light combat, then you and your daughter are on your own. The game doesn't hold your hand at first, and it's up to you to explore, survive, and unearth what exactly happened to the world to cause the apocalypse. Being a survival game, you have to deal with issues like the extreme cold and hunger in order to survive. Stay out in the snow too long and your health bar will freeze and progressively get smaller. You can craft tools, weapons, make medicine and build makeshift camps and have fires to rest at if the storm approaches. There are mining deposits, trees to chop down and random structures full of all sorts of useful loot. Thankfully, you have a sense skill which illuminates items on the screen that you can collect. As I said, the game uses a permadeath system in survival mode, but there is an exploration mode also for gamers who want a lighter experience. Permadeath relates to the fires in the tomb. Once all the fires have gone out, you're dead. After death, you can select boons to activate, which basically help you retain certain parts of your progression for the next playthrough, but not all of them. It can be a little bit of a painful process at first, and repeating the same process over and over doesn't really make for a riveting gameplay. Combat isn't the best in Fade to Silence. The game adopts a simple system with light and heavy attacks, lock-on and dodging and blocking. But it feels quite unresponsive and wooden for the most part, with the vast majority of the enemies being quite dim and easy to deal with. The game world is probably one of the strongest points of the experience, with a vast frozen wasteland to explore. The map is huge, but has to be unlocked over time as you clear infestations and infected areas. You'll encounter human survivors who can join your ranks if you help them out, and this is essential as you can build structures in your camp, but you need help to do so, and your followers can go out foraging or just join you for a little co-op expedition. You can allocate them jobs, get them to build like I said, or they'll just go out and scavenge on their own. You can even recruit wild wolves and use them on a sled, and the more wolves you have, the better your sled will be, and the sled becomes very important the further the game goes because the weather is harsh. You don't want to be walking miles in the frozen landscape, so the sled is very important. Graphically, it isn't a game that will blow you away, and there are a few persistent issues with pop-up frame rate, and there's this strange blurring effect that occasionally happened. I don't know if that was intentional, but it seemed like the game was having a bit of a meltdown. Sound-wise, the ambient effects are pretty solid and the music does the job. The biggest audio issue is the voice acting, with the quality and the delivery having violent swings from pretty good to god-awful. Okay, what's good and what's bad? What's good? The survival systems work relatively well. Building a community is pretty satisfying, the construction and crafting menus are simple and easy to follow, and it's a vast game world to explore. What's bad? Graphically, the game has some issues with frame rate and pop-up, the permadeath system is a little harsh for newcomers to the genre, combat-wise it's very wooden and uninspired, and the voice acting is generally pretty horrendous. So what's the verdict? Fade to Silence is a decent survival experience with all the features you'd expect from any game in the genre. Resource gathering, crafting, building structures, or dealing with hostiles, all these features, they're relatively well implemented. But I'd say after the 10 to 15 hour mark, things do start to get a little bit tedious. Add to that the permadeath system, although not completely obtuse, does get frustrating as it causes a huge amount of double handling. But there's always exploration mode, which is a milder experience and one I'd recommend for novices in the survival genre. So overall, it's an okay game. I didn't mind it once I got through the first hour or so, but it's not a game that's very entertaining. It's a good option if you've got some time to kill and you're looking for yet another survival game to explore. But if you've never played a survival game, don't start with this one. Start with The Forest or Ark, because they're probably the two best ones. So my score for Fade to Silence is 7 out of 10. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.